Hello viewer, and welcome to a new series in this channel called The Most Mysterious YouTube Channels, where I show you the most sinister and obscure of them all. Without further ado, let's go. The channel that I'm going to show you, it's called PostCONTENT, and it all starts with the first video called Another Shitty Night, which shows us the main protagonist inside of his room. When approaching the door, he sees a ghost, so he stops the meditation music and tries to turn on the light, until the ghost forces him to close the door. When analyzing deeply, we notice that inside his room, there was a bucket dirty with blood, and the floor was covered in plastic bags. This channel hides something. In the encounter tutorial, it shows us how to make the creature go away, where basically, it was just looking back and forth. But when looking back, we can see that there was a body in a bag on the floor. When finishing the video, everything goes dark. A body, but who? In another video posted on the same day, he says he was mugged, but luckily got away, as he kicks the bucket in an attempt to hide the fact that he was nervous. When peeking in the window, he ends up seeing the same creature that when receiving a message, everything goes back to normal for now. In the other tutorial, he starts by looking at the mask that was in the window's reflection. In the video, he tries several methods that his mother said, that finally after facing the mask, it starts to bleed and fades away. After that, he rushes to sleep until he starts to feel sick and ends up throwing up, while we can hear the phrase, "It's behind you now," several times.
It's behind you now. It's behind you.
As if the creatures present already made him sick. Now, one of the strangest, the house tourer, starts by showing the house, but he hesitates to open the door because of the first vlog. While continuing, we can hear someone suffering in his bathroom.
Must be occupied.
That when he goes to the living room, he ends up speaking in a low voice, until seconds later, he's happy. I assume that he's happy about the fact that the house is safe. In Indifference, it starts with a game where he has to stay up until dawn, because morning equals victory and victory equals staying awake. In the morning, we were able to see that he had been with the body all night, that when receiving a message, the body falls. Luckily he wins, and whenever he gets a message, bad things happened. Eating healthy starts with him saying that a old friend told him that eating healthy is good since he feels bad all the time, which when combining with the fact that he said that the friend wouldn't show up, it made me think that the body inside of the video was his friend, and he feels pressured all the time because he's the one to blame for the possible disappearance. In the video trial, he tries to make a different approach, where he always says that not everything needs to be dark and gloomy. With that, he ends up switching to calm music, where unfortunately, the creature catches him. The next one is called My Living Room, where he thinks someone broke into his house because the living room was all destroyed, which in these notes, he says that he doesn't feel very well after the last video. The problem with ARGs is that they can be seen in so many ways that this one ate my head the most. The video called Error starts with the character not being able to sleep because the creature was noisy. And we can see that on the board, it would have written vlog, tutorial, and what makes me think that the bird is nothing more than the pressure of the next day. What strengthens this thought of mine is when he faces the person who will call him, where it says that he's the one to blame for the state of affairs, which affects his mental state, which ends up leaving him suffocated like a body in a bag. In the video issue, he says that people and even his mother said that didn't exist, so when trying to say that to the creature, it simply cuts, where he appears now in his room, ending up breaking his cell phone, while looking for a solution. That later we can see that he was leaving the house, where everything seemed to be resolved until he arrives home. Now, the video that fuels my theory of him being a body disposal, which briefly appears him getting rid of the body, where at the end he appears eating the lettuce because he doesn't feel well, as we can see in the final video update. That at the end of the video, he asks his fans if someone can help him to feel the loneliness that he feels, which we can see in the description. From here, it gets more complicated because we are not only analyzing one channel, but now we have one more, EasyGo Solutions. EasyGo Solutions is a channel from a company that had the intention of creating a true friend who would have access to all your deepest secrets. That unfortunately, the only customer was Post. The link to this video redirects us to the video Subject 2 test, which shows us the vision of the body inside of bag, which ends up screaming. That seconds later, another guy appears, who comforts him, saying that she would be his friend. Now, the most sinister, the unboxing. In it, we can see that he received the box from EasyGo Solutions. Upon opening, he finds the cell phone that he broke, with the bottom of the box saying, "Need control? Throw it in a hole." which we can see that there was a black hole inside of the box, and without thinking, he throws it. Then when we go to the description, it redirects us to the argument between him and the body, where the two argue about the future of the channel, where the body wants him to take a break, while the other wants to continue because the audience is enjoying him, even if we think that he's a murderer. We can see that this episode is focused on emotions and thoughts. Q&A gives us several clues of what is happening. The fact that he cannot go upstairs, someone knowing what he did, the ghosts, and the purpose of the rope even if the body was lifeless. The supposed person who knows what he did was maybe called Sophie, as we can see on Twitter. She's none other than the presenter of Easy Go Solutions. As we advance in the story, specifically in the Minesweeper video, we can see that everything is going downhill fast, both his mental state and emotional state. In which moments later, he starts crying after losing because he wasn't ready to go.
No. Fuck, I'm not ready to go yet. I don't.
As if his life was at stake in Minesweeper. The last video of this channel is called Flutter, where he shows us small flashbacks, until he goes to the forest and tries to enter the password. From then on, he is sucked into the cell phone and is forced to explore the dark world of AGS, with empty and lonely scenarios. Upon returning to the forest, he communicates with his future self, where he asks how he can escape, but the answer was already inside of him. So he faces Sophie for the last time, where he ends up saying goodbye to her, and returns to his house. When plugging in the pen, he simply disappears from this reality, and everything ends. PostCONTENT is an ARG, which focuses on our main protagonist. He's a subject of AGS, or shall we say, a guinea pig, where his day-to-day is interfered by Sophie when sending messages. And during this journey, he is forced to face himself and the monsters of his mind, in search for his peace of mind.